Hi, welcome to Friday Faves. I am Erica Hill. I'm the Community Relations Coordinator here at the Provo City Library. And I am here with Melinda Whitaker.
Hi.
She's an adult and teen services librarian. And we know that we're still closed. You know we're still closed. Yeah. We're kind of bummed about still being closed.
Yeah.
But health is important, so
Yes.
We're here. Today we are going to talk about great teen titles, so young adult fiction. So. Yeah. What's your first pick?
Okay, so the first pick we're going to start with, it's kind of a 3-in-1 because this is the first of a series of 3. And it is immediately available on OverDrive audio and ebook right now. So that's why I want to start with it. Yeah, just double checked. Maybe not ebook, but audio.
Right now.
Right now. So this is the Bone Witch series by Rin Chupeco. This is one of my favorite YA fantasies that's come out in the last 5 years, for sure. I really like it for the world building. I'm really into that, especially the first book sets up this really rich world. And kind of like I told you, it's kind of like magic warrior, geisha, politician, healers. They're everywhere. And so it's
high
in this
fantasy?
one. It's I'd say more middle, like not so quite so high. But magic is a big deal in the world because it's everything about everybody's culture has to do with magic. You can see people's hearts, and they wear them in a heart's glass and like a pendant, and you can use that to diagnose like disease or for the magic. People who can wield magic, their heart's glass is a certain color. It's really cool. And so the series alternates between past and present chapters, and it does really well. Sometimes seems like a lazy device, but the author uses it to make really good tension between where Tia ends up and where she began. And I just remember the end of the first book, it's a doozy, and just being like, how did she get from here to there? And I can't wait. So that whole series is great. So that's really came on top of my list when you asked for some books.
So, The Bone Witch.
Yeah, The Bone Witch. And then another author I've really liked, she's a newer YA author. Her first book just came out in 2018. And her book this year was called With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. She's a poet and has such a great way of making really complex characters.
Is it a novel in verse?
So her first book is a novel in verse.
Okay.
With the Fire on High is in prose.
Okay.
Yeah, and then she has a book coming out next month called Clap When You Land. I'm not sure what format that will be. But her characters, even the most minor secondary character, still feels like a person, even if they are so minor that like you only know 1 or 2 things about them. But the main characters are such interesting and real feeling Latina young women, and they're coming of age stories, and she explores a lot of themes and a lot of issues like family issues and like identity and dealing with expectations and like what you want with your life. That can easily be a downer if you don't do it right, but she does it in such a great way that is honest, but it doesn't ever drag you down. And I don't want to say that to be like, these are downer books, because they're not. They're really inspiring. And one thing I really like about them too is I can still think about them. Like 2 years after the first one, I still think about it. A year after this last one, I'm still thinking about all the different ways she's explored different themes. And like you can go really deep with it if you want, and it's really cool.
So this one is contemporary?
Yeah, they're contemporary. Yeah, so there's first one set in Brooklyn, or actually I'm not sure which borough. I feel bad. New York City somewhere.
No, that's a very large city.
It's a very large place. And then the second one, With the Fire on High, it takes place in Philadelphia.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. And your third pick.
And the third one is the throwback, The Westing Game. I can't remember when it was published. I read it 20 years ago for the first time.
The Westing Game.
Yeah, The Westing Game. And it is a mystery. It's kind of probably one of the first mysteries I was exposed to, as in a book. My teacher read us the Bunnicula series in elementary school, which I loved. But The Westing Game has an Agatha Christie feel. And I remember when we started reading it, I did not know where it was going, and just remember being so interested in all the different things going on and how they all connected and wanting to get to the end, and it's really satisfying. And there's a lot of really cool characters in it.
This did not come out in 2009.
No.
Libby is failing me.
Libby.
But in case you're wondering, the ebook The e-audiobook became available in 2009.
Nice.
Well, now I just look like a jerk for just surfing on my phone. Wow.
It's fine, Erica. It's fine.
So, the Weston
Yeah.
Game, the Bone Witch, with the Fire on High, the Weston Game
Yeah.
are our 3 picks this
Yeah.
this week. Cool.
Yeah. Figured a fantasy, contemporary, and a mystery.
Yeah.
Get you
All
into a new world
all
for.
young adult. So if
today.
you're feeling like you need some more teenage angst in your life,
And they're pretty low on the angst. I have a low threshold for.
for angst,
Yeah.
that's
So.
good. I think at this point right now we all have a low threshold.
I think so too. So yeah, they're really exciting. They're really engaging, but yeah, they won't drain you.
Cool. So in case you haven't heard, we're doing
Yeah.
a spring reading challenge right now.
Yes.
So these 3 books would be fantastic to include as part of your spring reading.
Yeah.
And we will see you again next week. Well, I will. Melinda
Yeah.
won't. Though Melinda will be a student
Yes.
in our ukulele class.
Yes,
on
again.
Tuesday.
I'm going to practice, so I look a little bit better this time.
You're great. You're great. Okay, we'll see you next week.
See ya.